we have made this video primarily to explain to you the basic journey for the ORE, because we get lots of inquiries and it's not possible for us to give all the information about the ORE on the phone and on WhatsApp. That is why we have the ORE FAQ section on our website. So what I'm going to do is just explain the basic pathway if you are looking to give the ORE. Okay, so suppose you decide to give the ORE. First of all, you need to apply to sit for the exam. Okay, so to apply to sit for the exam, you require about 5 documents. These documents are written on our website in the ORE FAQ section. But basically, first thing is you need your BDS degree. You need to give the IELTS exam for English, and most important thing is you have to get the minimum score of 6.5 in individual modules and overall band score of 7 for IELTS. You have to get a certificate of good standing from your state dental council. You have to also have to fill the ORE form from the GDC website, and along with that you have to submit your passport. So these are the 5 documents. Now once you get all these documents together along with your form, you submit and you post these documents to the GDC, which is known as the General Dental Council in UK. That will take these documents and they will take 1 month to process these documents. Now once these documents are processed and they send you an email saying congratulations, your documents are processed, you are basically now eligible to book the exam. So you go into a pool of students whose applications have been processed and they ask you to make an account on something known as the eGDC website. The eGDC website is basically the portal from where you will book the exam. Now what you need to understand is that once your application is processed, so for example your application is processed in the year 2022 and you have made this eGDC login and you have the details to book the exam in 2022, it means that you can book the exam for 2022, 2023, 2024, it does not matter. Okay, so you don't have to panic that there is a deadline for this exam, or I am aiming to sit for April 2022, or I am aiming to sit for April 2023 and rush your application. There is no relationship between when your application is processed once you have the eGDC logins. Once you have the eGDC login, it means you are in the student pool, you can book your part 1. Okay, then once they make an announcement for the booking is when you have to log on to the eGDC website and actually make the booking for the exam. Then once you make the booking for the exam, you have to pay the fees for part 1 online, and then once you get the confirmation, you have to go to London, give part 1, and then once you pass your part 1, which is the theory exam, is when you are eligible to book part 2. So once you clear your part 1 is then when you spend about 6 to 8 months just taking training, practicing the clinical modules for part 2. Then they will make an announcement for the dates and the booking for part 2. That is when again you have to log into the eGDC, book for part 2, pay the money for part 2, and then once you have a confirmation that your money has been paid and you have a confirmation for part 2 exam, is when again you go to London, you give the part 2 exam, which is over 3 days, it is a clinical module, and then you come back, and then once you get the result that you have cleared ORE part 2 is when you are eligible to register as a dentist in UK. And then you have to submit a few documents to the GDC along with your record that you have passed the exam, and once they process that, you have to pay something known as the ARF. The ARF stands for annual retention fee. So once you pay the ARF is when you are then officially registered as a dentist in the UK and you are eligible to practice in the UK, and you are a dentist on the register with the General Dental Council, United Kingdom. Then at this stage is when you can start interviewing, you can apply for jobs, you can send your resume and CV to different practices and they will then make you a job offer. You can sign a contract and then you can even ask for visa sponsorship and visa support, and at this point is when you can officially migrate to the UK as a dentist. This is the normal pathway if you are looking to migrate to the dentist and you want to practice clinical dentistry. Now besides this, there are other avenues that are slightly dicey, which is a career risk, and we do not advise you, but if you wish to do it, you can do it. There are many students who do something known as Masters in Public Health in different universities in the UK, which is a 1-year program, and during that 1 year they try to crack ORE part 1 and part 2. This is risky because trying to get the booking and trying to crack part 1 and part 2 within 1 year while you are a student doing MPH is a bit risky, because if your MPH gets over and by that time you have not cracked your part 1 or you have not cracked part 2, then your visa has basically, student visa has expired, you'll be without a job or you don't know what to do. Okay, that is with respect to MPH. There are many people who try to register as a dental hygienist and a dental therapist, and then while they are working as a dental hygienist and dental therapist, they try to crack ORE part 1 and part 2 and then try to work as a dentist. This again is slightly risky because once you register as a hygienist therapist, it is not guaranteed that you will find a job. Okay, and for any reason, if you are unhappy or you are unable to crack ORE, because ORE part 2 is not an easy exam, so for any reason if you are not able to crack part 2, in that case then you will have to be stuck working as a hygienist therapist or being a dental assistant, dental nurse in a practice, whereas you could have been a clinician in your own country. Okay, and many people can take these routes, or it can be a middle way, but you have to time it right. I would suggest at least you clear your part 1, take the training for part 2, maybe even give one attempt for part 2 and try to understand the exam, and then at some point when you feel confident, yes, I can crack the exam, is when you can take this route, go there, and then you can try to crack at least part 2. But if you're aiming to go there, somehow you just pack your bags and leave the country and you get stuck out there, do not take any of these risks, career risk, otherwise you will be stuck without a visa, without a job, doing something that you're unhappy about, and you'll be depressed for the rest of your life. If you just want to leave the country for the sake of leaving the country, it's your call. But if you want to work as a clinician in the UK, you want to go the right way, it is a bit long, it is a lot of hard work, but it is a safe route and it is a tried and tested route. Over and above this, if you have any more questions, you please go through the ORE FAQ section on our website. The ORE FAQ section is very exhaustive. It covers everything with respect to the ORE, and only and after you have gone through this video in its entirety and you have gone through the ORE FAQ section on our website below, and then you have any questions, only then please call us, because we get lots of inquiries and they are just repeating the same questions again. And the easiest way to get in touch with us at Bay Dental Institute with respect to ORE is to send us an email. So you send us an email with all your queries at info@baydental, BAYDENTAL.in. I'll repeat that, info@baydental.in. You write down all your queries in your email and send it to us, and you'll get a reply within 1 day. So we get asked basically, how can Bay Dental Institute help you in your ORE journey? Basically, we provide you support right from your application stage. We help you with your paperwork. We handhold you and guide you with respect to arranging your paperwork for your application. We provide everything that you need to crack part 1, which is the theory exam. We have an online student portal where all the study material and the question bank and the mock exams and everything is online on a student portal, so you can actually log on from anywhere in the world and you can continue your ORE journey, and we provide you guidance and training through the student WhatsApp groups while you're preparing for part 1. And once you clear part 1 and you come into part 2, we have a beautiful mannequin training center in Mumbai where we train all students for the exam, and you can come and take the training, which is a 7-day program. You can come and do individual modules, whether it's mannequin, DTP, ME, OSCE. You can even come and take mock exams. So suppose you have done your training somewhere else but you're based in India and you want to come and take a couple of mock exams to just know where you stand with respect to your preparation, whether you're confident enough, you can contact us. And all these courses are listed on our website. In the book a course section, you click on book a course and you can choose whether you want to sign up for ORE part 1 theory guidance, you want to sign up for ORE part 2, or you want to just understand the exam. We have something known as application and orientation, where we just explain the entire application process and explain the exam, what it's like. If you don't know if ORE is for you, or you just want to know what the exam is about, then you click on the application and orientation section under book a course. So what happens once you pay for ORE part 1 theory guidance is, as soon as you book and you pay for the course, within about 2 hours you will receive an email that will give you a username and password for our student portal. So once you log on to the student portal with the username password, we have two sections out there. One section is application and orientation, that will explain the entire application process with the help of presentations, videos, notes, documents, how to prepare your application and send your application. And along with this, we will be available to you for guiding you with respect to how to prepare your application, your paperwork, any kind of errors that might be there in your paperwork, how to correct it. That is one section. The second section on our portal is basically part 1 theory guidance portal. In part 1 theory guidance, we have beautifully separated all the study material into 3 phases, which is basically phase 1 where you study all your theory and you brush up on your theory. We have put the ebooks that are free to download. We have put the notes, our proprietary notes. Then in phase 2 we have put our all the practice MCQ books that you need to practice to get your knowledge better and understand where you stand with respect to your preparation. And then in phase 3 we have the all the question bank and all the questions that could come in the exam, and we have the BDA advice sheets, and then over and above this we have mock tests. So we give you mock tests, and once you pay for part 1 theory guidance, we also add you to the student WhatsApp group where all the students are there and they're constantly asking questions with respect to the application, with respect to their preparation, and we are constantly guiding them throughout the day. Okay, so I hope this video is quite informative. You have any more questions, please go through the FAQ section on our website, and any more queries you can please email us, and wish you all the best again.